Okay, this is an example of what I'm about to graph. The first thing that you might want to do is count your x's. That means finding the degree of your function. I have 1x here, I have 2 of them here, and then I have 3 of them here. 1 plus 2 plus 3, that will give me a 6. So my degree will be 6. And my leading coefficient will be, you have to count the sign in front of the x that you have. I have a negative here, I have positive, and then positive. So negative, positive, positive. You have to pay attention also to the power, right? I have a negative leading coefficient. Anyhow, what you might want to do is check out your table and see where your graph, where is it that you're supposed to start and where to finish. Now, if your degree is even and your leading coefficient is negative, you have to start somewhere down here, go up, pass through all the points, and then finish also down here. You have to pass through all your solutions. Now, this is my y-axis, of course, this is my x-axis, and I have a 0. And how would you determine like the solutions that you have? Just take each parenthesis, make it equal to 0, and solve for x. So I have a 2 minus x over here, 2 minus x, this equals 0, that means x will be equal to 2. And then I have an x plus 3 equals 0, that means x will be negative 3. And then I have an x plus 4 equals 0, that means x will be negative 4. So I have 2, negative 3, negative 4. So I have 1, 2 here, 1, 2 here. So my graph will pass through this point. And then I have on the other side negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. And I pass through this point, and then negative 4 somewhere over here. Negative 4. Okay, so I remember the general rule. Start down here and then pass through all the points and then finish down here. Anyhow, from here on, all you have to do is check out the powers of your parentheses. Now, in negative 4, which will be my first solution that I have to cross, in negative 4, I have to start here and pass through negative 4, but my negative 4 came out from a parenthesis, which was cube. And the theory said that you're going to have to make an HPI in this parenthesis. Okay, so I'm making an HPI. How does an HPI look like? Anybody knows? Just go, start down here, and then make something like this, like a tangent, an horizontal tangent, and then go, oh, I went up. Because then I have to go back and pass through negative 3. So I'm going to make it something a little bit more. Okay, I'm going a little bit up. And then let's see in this negative 3, well, you can make it a little bit more nicely, but I want you to get a general idea on how to graph. In negative 3, now this negative 3 came out from a parenthesis which was square. Now if it's square, that means the graph will just touch. That means it will form a tangent with the x-axis. So I gotta go back and touch my negative 3. Okay? I'm touching my negative 3. I think you get the point. Just touch. Go to negative 3 and then come back. Then I also have to pass through this 2. Now this 2 came from a parenthesis which is power 1. Now if it's power 1, it says, the theory says the graph will just cross. Also it's useful because I'm about to meet with the y-axis. So what you might want to do over here is calculate an f of 0. So you know where your graph will cut the y-axis. So I'll have 0, I'll have 2 minus 0. That will give me a 2. And then I'll have a 0 plus 3 square. That will give me a 3 square, which will make it a 9. And this over here, I'm going to have a 0 plus 4 and cube. It will give me a 64. Anyhow, it's a big number. I definitely cannot represent it. So I'll just put it over here as an f of 0, and that's it. So you remember. Okay, it doesn't have to be a maximum point. Okay, f of 0. You can go all the way up and then just cross. So your maximum point can be either here or here. I'm going to show you in a different video how to find the maximum and the minimum point, like how high to go with this point and how high to go over here. And over here, if you remember, I said the 2 minus x is power 1, so all you have to do is just cross. Okay, so I have started here, down here, and then I went through all my solutions and then finished over here. This is not necessarily a maximum point, okay? The maximum and the minimum points, I'm going to show them to you in a different video. Okay, that's it.